it was. And you told me on many occasions, you're missing it. You're missing it. And I was just like, okay. And I didn't know what you meant. And finally I asked you, and that was a really eye-opening conversation. Those are important things. There's where a great example of where feedback is to your advantage. So really look at feedback from that perspective. Try to keep the emotion out of it. It's hard, but try to change your lens to observing it as if someone was telling someone else and you were listening in. It's not about you, because it's not personal. It's not personal. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just gives you an opportunity to grow and be even better.
Right. And that's the art of it. And the fact, I mean, the thing is that person, you have to word your coaching in a way that makes it warm enough to be received, that makes it clear and direct, but not painful and unkind, right? We talked a little bit about that before. You don't have to be brutally honest. You can be honest in a very nice way. But your receptivity is what makes that okay. It makes it okay, because if I need to come back to that, okay, this is better, but we still need to look at this, right? This looks good. We're getting down the path, but we're not there yet. And you could easily turn around and say, working on that. Yeah, we are working on this for a while, but that's okay. We're working on it with good intent. We're making progress, and we have a dialogue.
Yeah, there's no such thing as an overnight success. I don't care what anybody says, no such thing. It's a 20-year overnight success. Yeah,
That's it. A lot of years going to an overnight success.
Exactly. And because people have to practice and people have to do it over and over again. You don't come out of it. It's very rare that you come out of the box. Even, you were saying golf before, even the best golfer doesn't come out of the box hitting the perfect score, parring all the holes. That's not happening. It's just not happening. You have to practice. You have to continue to stay in it. You have to be kind to yourself. Let's talk about that for a second, because it seemed to be something that keeps coming up in my day. I don't know if with yours, but boy, self-talk, harsh. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the word harsh is associated with it, because it's really not harsh. Maybe we haven't chosen the right words, or we're listening through a prism where we make it harsh and it's not intended that way.
To ourselves. We're talking to ourselves that way.
Yeah.
Oofa. We have to be kind to ourselves.
But we don't. You like a lot of times, and it's especially true of high performers. High performers will come back and go, that was terrible. But I think the difference is, that was terrible. I can do this better.
Yes.
A different thing versus somebody who's just harsh, where they're like, that was terrible. I can't do this.
Yes.
I'm never going to get this. Right?
That's the harsh talk I'm talking about. That's the harsh talk is that bad talk to yourself. And then you start diminishing yourself as a result. No, we have to remind ourselves, well, is this the first time you threw that basketball? Is this the first time you hit that golf club? Is this the first time you've ever done this job? Do you have the experience behind you that you should be an expert? So it's managing expectations, your own expectations, don't you think?
Yeah, well, because how many times have we said, oh, no problem, I can do that piece of cake. Not a piece of cake, right? And it's kind of hard. And then you stumble. And then you're like, wow, I can't do this.
And I eat a piece of cake. I was like, all right.
There's always time for it.
Yeah, there's always time for cake. Stop it. But you're absolutely right. It's humbling. And then you just have to be kind to yourself and go, okay, I do spend a lot of time laughing at myself on a daily basis, because I'll take something on and go, whew, wow, that was bad. All right, let's, go back in there and let's make it better. Or, oh, I made these mistakes. Okay. That you did a Lorianne. Let's go back in there and fix it. And let's do it better the next time. And put in what I call stop gaps to prevent it from happening again. To me, failure is when you keep repeating it over and over again. And then I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm tapping out, because you're not learning. But success is coming from failure and learning something from it, even if it's a little bit at a time, to make it better.
So it's funny to say that, because I was thinking to myself, I will actually reward, and I'm going to use this word intentionally, I will actually reward failure that has incremental progress.
Yes.
So I didn't get the success that I wanted, but I got further than I was, or I liked the way I did it. That was much better. But I still didn't win the bid. I didn't win the contract. I didn't win the client. That's okay. Do it again. You know what? That was much better. I liked it. It was, I felt like I was in control. I got to a good place. I didn't get this, but I think I know why. And then all of a sudden it's like, you're just trying to improve things incrementally, and that's when you get the best improvement, and you become self-correcting because you're giving yourself that kind of feedback and you're actually listening.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: ask for feedback. I know you go out to your clients and ask for feedback. You're servicing your clients, you ask them for feedback. Hey, is there anything I can do better? What, have I done anything that you weren't happy with? It's really good to do those little surveys. I would suggest if you do the surveys, and you can make surveys for free online and send them out to your clients. I do recommend that. But make it 5 to 7 questions. That's it. No more. You don't want to take a lot of their time, but you do want to see what they come back with and see, if you take all of the feedback and you look across it, where's your average? Where are you sitting? Are you getting similar feedback from everybody and it's not good? Maybe you need to look at that. If you're not getting that feedback from everybody and you're getting some really good things and some bad, what can you take out of that? That's a really good thing to do, is put yourself out there and show them how open you are. And just like rejection, when you're getting feedback and you continually ask for the feedback, first, you're going to be surprised at it. Second, you're going to be able to learn from it. And third, you're going to get used to getting feedback, whether it's good or bad.
And I think it's also good to ask the people you think you do a poor job with. Because if you ask the people that really like you and think you're doing a great job, well, you're hitting on every cylinder for them. But if you think about it, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to improve my gaps. I'm trying to fix my blind spots. Then I need to ask somebody who sees them.
Yeah. And who will be honest with me about it. Yeah. So one of the things I like to call it is on course and off course. When I'm off course, I'm getting negative feedback. So that will help me scoot me back on course. If I don't ask for feedback or get no feedback, I'm going to get really off course. And it sounds to me like that employee is really off course right now and has an opportunity, if they choose to, again, it's a choice. If they choose to, they could get back on course. They're going to have to do work, but they're going to have to get back on course, but they have to be open to getting back on course. So you see the differential between on course and off course?
I do because, again, but that requires engagement on the part of the person receiving the feedback.
Yes.
If you engage around the feedback, then you know what it is. You understand what the challenge is. You're hearing the feedback, and now you're trying to process and implement. That's the big thing. You get the process and implementation. You get the good listening. Now that the process is working, it's just going to be self-fulfilling. You're going to be successful. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm going to repeat something that you said. I think it's so, 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 so important. Both of you have to be engaged. The person who has to make those choices to do the changes has to be engaged. You can't, as a coach, do the work. You can't. Yeah. It's not your work to be done. Our day continues no matter what. It is really up to the individual to accept what it is, find a way to manage their way through that, and accept the feedback and apply it the way they think best. And sometimes it's not what we think. It's not necessarily how we apply it. It's how they apply it at a speed that is conducive to their digestion of it. Sometimes we have to digest it. I know I have some clients that they process slowly. And that slow process I need to be mindful of, right, so that they can catch up to me. I speak fast, I move fast. I'm already in Florida. You guys are still in New York. It's always been that way. And I have to learn to slow down, as you always tell me, slow down to allow them to catch up to the thought process. So have you run into that yourself?
I have because people want to kind of get through it so quickly, and they will, sometimes the people who are the most receptive, okay, great. And they just like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's take a step back. Let's break this down, right? Mm-hmm. Let's look at what is needed here. And yeah. So we get there. We there. We may not get there right away, but we will.
Yeah, it takes time. It definitely takes time. So last thoughts?
Last thought is invite feedback. Only pick people that you trust and you're comfortable with. And as a coach, be nice. It doesn't have to be brutally honest. It just has to be honest, and work towards understanding.
Yeah, I love that. Kindness matters. Kindness matters on both sides.
Yes.
And if you're receiving feedback, remember, it's not always easy to give negative feedback to someone.
Right.
So be kind and be appreciative, be grateful for it. And you will see that when you are in that state of gratitude, you receive it differently. Being grateful for that feedback, it's received differently. You're just a delight. I always love having our coaching corners. I just look forward to it every month. I look forward to spending this time with you. How did you become so smart?
I hang around with you.
Oh, great answer. Thank you. My check cleared. Yay. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Healthy Lifestyle. I am Lorianne Casdia and
Vince Perrotta.
And he is Vince Perrotta. That's true. I hope we earned the privilege of your time today. Look for us, as always, on Saturday at 3 p.m. on JVC Broadcasting or always on iHeartRadio. Until next time, I am Lorianne Casdia.
And I'm Vince Perrotta.
Play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, show up for you, and show up
big.
Thanks. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Vince. Bye.